Why do some people make a lot of money and still feel broke? Why do others earn less, yet somehow build peace, freedom, and real stability? And why is it that the people who know the most about money can still make the worst financial mistakes? That's the strange thing about money. It is never just about numbers. It is about fear, pride, pressure, childhood memories, and the quiet habits we repeat every single day. Because at the end of the day, money doesn't just live in your bank account. It lives in your mind. Welcome to Book Key Insights Hub, the place where we break down the world's most popular books and bring psychology support to make them work in real life. Today, we're looking at The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. And this one is powerful because it does not just talk about how to get money. It talks about how people think about money. So whether you're in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, or anywhere else in the English-speaking world, this video will speak to you. Because money stress looks different in different places, but the emotions behind it are often the same. You may be a student trying to survive on a small budget, a young professional trying not to overspend after your first real paycheck, a parent trying to make sure your family is secure, or someone who simply wants to stop making emotional money decisions. This video is for you. Let's go. First lesson, Morgan Housel writes about money in a way that feels simple, but it lands deep. He knows something many people miss. Money is not only about math. It is about behavior. Two people can read the same financial advice. One person hears opportunity. The other hears fear. One invests calmly. The other panics at the first drop. And that difference is what this book exposes. It shows us that financial success is often less about being the smartest person in the room and more about staying calm, patient, and consistent when life gets noisy. Money means different things to different people. This is where it gets personal. For one person, money means freedom. For another, it means safety. For someone else, it means respect. And for some people, money means trauma. Think about that for a moment. A person who grew up in a home where bills were always late may become extremely cautious with money. Another person who grew up with abundance may spend freely without thinking twice. And someone who grew up feeling invisible may use money to look important. That's why people in the same city, earning similar incomes, can behave so differently. A man in Manchester may save aggressively because he never wants to feel vulnerable again. A woman in Chicago may overspend because she wants to feel like she has finally made it. A young worker in Toronto may avoid talking about money altogether because the topic feels stressful. Real-life application? If you do not understand what money means to you emotionally, you may keep repeating the same mistakes without knowing why. So ask yourself, when I think about money, what do I really feel? Fear? Pressure? Shame? Hope? That answer matters more than people think. Lesson 2. Wealth is what you don't see. This part is powerful because it challenges what many people admire. We see the car, the watch, the trip, the house, but we do not see the debt, the stress, the payments, the sacrifice. That is why some people look rich and are not wealthy. And some people look ordinary, yet have real financial peace. Imagine this. A man buys an expensive car to impress people at work. But every month, the payments eat his salary and leave him stressed. Meanwhile, his colleague drives an older car, lives modestly, and quietly invests part of every paycheck. Who is really building wealth? It's often the one nobody notices. And that is hard on the ego. Because human beings love visible success. We like proof. We like status. We like things people can see. But wealth usually grows in silence. Real-life application? If every financial choice you make is aimed at looking successful, you may sacrifice the very wealth you are trying to create. So maybe the better question is not, how do I look? Maybe it is, how secure am I? That one question can change everything. Lesson 3. Time does more than talent. This is where patience becomes a superpower. A lot of people think money is about big wins, a huge salary, a lucky investment, a fast business success. But often, the real power is time. A student who saves a little every month may not feel rich today. A young worker putting away even a small amount may not feel the result immediately. A parent building slowly for years may feel like nothing is happening. Then one day, the habit becomes a foundation. That's the strange thing about good financial behavior. It can feel boring, until it becomes life-changing. Think of a woman in Sydney who starts investing a small amount every month in her 20s. At first, it feels tiny, almost pointless. But years later, the habit becomes powerful because time has been working quietly in the background. And that is the lesson. People often underestimate slow progress. But money loves consistency. Time rewards patience more than excitement. Real-life application? If you're waiting to earn enough before you begin saving or planning, you may be delaying the one thing that matters most, starting early enough for time to help you. Lesson 4. Room for error keeps you standing. Life changes quickly. A job can disappear. A business can slow down. A family emergency can hit. A bill can arrive unexpectedly. That's why money plans need breathing room. This is one of the most emotionally important lessons in the book. Because a lot of people don't fail financially because they are careless. They fail because they were too tight, too exposed, too optimistic. Imagine a young couple in London who uses nearly all their income every month. The moment an unexpected medical bill or job issue comes up, the whole plan shakes. Now imagine another couple with a buffer. They still feel the pressure, of course, but they do not panic. They can think. They can adjust. They can breathe. That is what room for error does. It gives you emotional stability. And when you are not panicking, you make better decisions. Real-life application? Do not build a life so fragile that one unexpected event breaks it. Leave space. Build margin. Keep a cushion. Because peace is not only about how much money you have. It is about how much pressure your money can absorb. Lesson 5. Enough is a financial superpower. This one may be the hardest. Because in a world full of comparison, enough can feel almost rebellious. People always want more. More income. More status. More upgrades. More proof. But if you never decide what enough means, the chase can go on forever. A person can increase their income and still feel poor if their lifestyle rises even faster. Another person can earn less, but live with peace because they know what matters most. Think about a professional in New York who keeps upgrading everything after every raise. New phone, new clothes, better apartment, more pressure. Yet somehow, the stress remains. Because the problem was never just income. It was the lack of enough. Real-life application? Define your enough. What does a good life look like for you? What are you chasing that is actually costing you peace? Sometimes the wisest financial move is not making more. It is knowing when you already have enough. The psychology of money reminds us that money is not only a financial subject. It is a human subject. It is about behavior, identity, emotion, and self-awareness. If this video was valuable to you, please subscribe and like this channel. You may also want to check some of world's best writers explain like this you just watched. Because here, we explore popular books with psychology support that actually helps in real life. And maybe the biggest money lesson of all is this. Once you understand your mind, you begin to understand your money.